Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video, and I need to make a video about this particular issue. I talk people to death about this shit all the time, okay? And I'm a kind of person who kind of knows, it's aware that there's a far right that don't even like you, even though you lean right on some things. On the left don't fucking like you anyway. And this, what this video is about, even if you can't stand religion, I'm actually a pretty, how you want to call it, I myself am a rather unique and practical combination of Christianity and occultic things, and the occult, medieval mysticism and certain kinds of mysticism, whatever you want to call it. I ain't into Satanism or any shit like that. And I understand and analyze weasel words, gaslighting, guilting. I understand human nature in those respects. I understand very well the shit that people try to pull. I understand the diehard conservative very well, and I understand the rivaling virtues of liberalism and communism very well. These both sides don't like each other, but both sides have their version of a virtue signal or obligation, tell you that you should give to somebody who acts entitled or who you know might be deceiving you, somebody you don't know, and you can say to both sides of the tracks that it's okay to say no. Maybe you do once in a while if you feel like it. And understanding even that relative, somebody that's related to you, did do the same thing. Or understanding that co-worker, whether they're black or white, you know they're functioning alcoholic or stoner. And since you work in the same place that they do, and maybe you got a ballpark idea how much they make, say they were there as long as you were there before you maybe didn't got no raises yet, talking in parentheses back in my days where I worked in a particular factory many years, but I digress. So you being at a workplace, you get a ballpark idea how much they make, and you're like, okay, what the fuck did you do with what the fuck did you do with your money? Why are you asking me? And you know, you hear their talk, you know they brag, they won't shut their mouths over where they go, take their money and drink with it or whatever. You got the ones that don't work, that you don't even know, on the street asking you, what are you going to do, give it to everybody? And people you worked right next to, you know how much they damn make. Come on, you know how much, you have a basic idea how much they got, and what do they do with their money? Are you obligated to give them anything? Hell no. But anyway, if you got this far in this video, two sides of the tracks, hardline conservative Christian, or hardline communist Christian liberal who doesn't like Christianity, but both sides that don't like each other, that are both alike, they'll both talk down to you and tell you you shouldn't refuse, or, well, the communist side wants to take from you in form of taxes, take all your taxes and give or whatever. But then the diehard conservative side will maybe watch the TV preacher who claims they're giving certain money to certain poor, and they're not. They're putting their pockets and buying airplanes and cars, or they're claiming they're helping the poor in other countries instead of our country, where it's most of it's not even going to that country, it's going to their pockets. And they'll expect you to give to their cause, to the poor overseas in some other country, as if they're actually giving that money. Even if they are, ask you to take your money so that, they can give it to somebody overseas, but don't hardly give a fraction of a shit to the poor in your own country. Yeah, I can go on, All right, here's where I'm putting this. You gotta pay attention to this too. If you can't stand religion, this is how I think sometimes. There's certain kind of preachers that even ones that you can't stand, and people involved in aspects of religion that you can't stand, that maybe you hate. In this subject matter, even they have rights as far as this is concerned. That they say they're Christian. Where I'm getting at is even they even the ones you can't stand and say they express that they don't really like you, even they have the right to say no when you ask them for money in cases like this. And this is the kind of shit that I can't stand. And was always into Henry Rollins' spoken words, and I would never forget the quote that Henry Rollins once said. He talked about kids or people sitting on our asses begging for beer money. And he's like, can't you find something better to do? Is this the way you're rebelling against your mommy and daddy? I'm a firm believer in that. You know what I mean? Say, maybe no matter who it is watching this, if you're a liker or a hater, okay, maybe you have some people that were there for you a little bit and you help them out, and if you don't get it back, or just, let them have it. Or maybe there's times where certain strangers, right, you very rarely carry cash, once in a great while. Right here, and you're never going to see them again, very seldom. But no matter which side, if you're even a moderate Christian or religious person or something, if you gave money to every damn person who asked for, every damn loser or crackhead that asked for it. There are some people that think, there are bleeding heart liberals that actually go to church and wear the mask, a Christian's mask, and they're liberals, and they will, I've heard, I don't know about you guys, but I heard them tell people and prescribe for people that they should give shit to everybody they ask, prescribe that for you, and for a fact they don't do it themselves. Because, say, even if you're a nicer Christian, or a Christian that you regard as an asshole, no matter who it is, or even if you're some secular humanist liberal, right, that claims that you're not even religious, that claims you give to some every single crackhead or loser, or not saying they're all losers or whatever, down on their luck. You get to every fucking buddy on their word for it. They're not just doing it for dope money or beer money. You give it to every single person who asks, depending on you live. You wouldn't have no goddamn money left. You know how damn ridiculous that is? So yeah, there are hypocrites on both sides of the fence, you know what I mean? But it's gotten to the point that I believe that, say, even if you get somebody, an overdressed, overweight preacher that maybe you don't like you either, that even they have the right to say no. You don't blame even them for saying damn no. But if you got this far in this video, but yet there are people out there that are crackheads, dopeheads, that work people, right? And if they think you're a Christian or hear you're a Christian, they got their hands out. And their mentality is, oh, you say you're a Christian, you won't give to anybody that's down on their luck. But guess what? There's charities, there's food banks and places, and they're still giving food stamps to a point where you can go get help. And there are some of these people, the liberals will say, they need the drugs, it's not their fault. Or you're supposed to forgive them when they beat down somebody or rob them either, or break into their house and steal or whatever too, and they shouldn't be charged with anything because they got a sickness, and then they should be handed disability or whatever when they hardly paid into Social Security a day in their lives. And then, but yet, if you worked pretty much of your life, you got to fight for whatever you get. I mean, everything from unemployment to a little bit. That's fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like these hypocrites. There's people, whether you're a certain kind of Christian, like I said, there's a lot of ones that are liberals wearing a Christian mask, tell you. And then the people on the other side that don't like Christianity, right? That hate religion with a passion. They're liberals and they're communists. They want you to give everything to somebody on the street that asks for it, but how many of them are doing it? Especially when they're politicians or whatever that want to be or act like they're an authority over you. They don't want to do it, but they want you to do it. Plus, they want to get into politics and steal everybody's tax money and just give it away to everyday life too. You know what I mean? Bunch of bullshit.